Will you sail into this new update?
President Bear here today. We're at Disney's Yacht Club Resort because I'm planning to steal a boat.
It's time to go to the Yachtsman Steakhouse.
Yes.
All new menu.
Apparently that's why we're really here. It is your number one choice in foodie infotainment. We're here to investigate, so you don't have to because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I am going to steal that boat.
It's time for Foodie and Chill. I think my Disney dreams have finally come true. We have a brand new allergy roll. What? Oh my gosh. You guys, this is like literally the thing I've been begging for years. Years. It already feels fluffier on the hand. And then I got some earth balance. Now, typically, I would put the incredible melted garlic on this, but I really want to try this new roll just with butter and see what it's like, because it could be a game changer. So, it is very similar to the previous allergy-friendly roll. It does still have that same, like, sponginess to it, but I feel like the texture is a little bit better, and then with the butter, it's just much nicer, I feel. So, I don't call this like a lateral move, but like a lateral move plus bonus. You can tell I've been in corporate way too long. I will give it a 3.5 out of 5 rolls. It is much better than its predecessor, but not by a lot, just enough to like feel a little bit better.
A brand new allergy roll, Yachtsman. I have thrown many months of the shade at your restaurant, especially those of us that think that, those of us, I'm not included in that, those of you who believe this is the best steakhouse on property. You have been abusing our poor gluten-free friends for years with that gluten-free roll. The fact that somebody's even attempting to do something different, that deserves praise. It is a subtle improvement, but an improvement nonetheless. You gotta crawl before you can walk. Gotta walk before you can run. This is a crawl, but you're getting there. The presentation, the warmness, even though it's got sort of like the spongy texture, the flavor's a little bit better, and it's not so dense. It's got a little fluff to it, which I like. Good job. Honestly, I never thought we were going to see an improvement to the gluten-free rolls, even though we, personally, even though we're not gluten-free, have been asking for to improve these rolls for our friends for a long time. Props where props is due. I would give these 3.75 out of 5 plus.
I preloaded the sourdough bread that is vegan, as is, with some earth balance and their beautiful garlic. We have had this every single time since August of last year, I want to say, August 2024, when they actually changed this to be vegan. I feel like adding the garlic is the cheat code to bread service because it's just like the best butter that you could possibly put on any bread, period. It's like my second favorite dipping to Sebastian's. I would say that Yachtsman cheats with their beautiful roasted garlic, but still incredible. I would give it a 3.75 out of 5 breads. This is the bread that I would be waiting by the phone for. The allergy bread, I would just say it gives good bread. Just tell my friends about it when we had lunch the next day.
The legendary onion pull-apart bread here at Yachtsman is as famous as the blooming onion from Longhorn, Outback. One of those commercial chains, restaurants. I don't do commercial steakhouses. I barely do regular steakhouses, but this is the bread they're known for. This is the infamous bread that they serve with this beautiful roasted garlic. We should probably do this at home more often with the roasted garlic. We have an oven. We cook. We do things. You follow us on the other socials. You've seen us post random cookings at the house. Of all the things we picked up from Disney, I find it odd we haven't picked up this one yet. It's basically a sliced garlic clove bundle. What do they call this? Either way. A little bit of olive oil, crack of pepper, roasted till soft. Perfect. That's the kind of thing that can make me forget what I'm eating. That's one of these special, unique things. All the restaurants we've eaten here at Walt Disney World, we've eaten at basically all of them. Nobody else serves garlic like that. I give that a 4 out of 5 claws. Even with the onion bread, and I can't have much of it, delicious.
I'm kind of glad that the previous, I think it was a tortellini. What was ravioli? No, it was a tortellini. The ravioli was at Hollywood Brown Derby. Here was a tortellini, but it was like 3 tortellini for like $16. So I'm kind of glad that was off the menu because it seemed like a little bit of like, it was a little too extra on the price. Now we have something replaced that is about the same price, but you get a lot more food, and it looks like something you get at like the France Pavilion, but it reminds me of a dish that we usually get at Epcot Festival of the Arts. We have a beet tartare with a vegan egg on top, and then a croissantini situation. So I'm going to grab a little bit of the egg, and I'm going to grab a lot of this beet, and I'm going to cry. Ooh, I just popped the egg. I'm sorry, Bear. I guess you're going to have to get egg from over here. Oh, man. This looks so earthy. I'm kind of scared of this. I hope it's good.
Yes, and I ordered.
Okay. That was a flavor journey. I started with some soft, and I got a beautiful, like, almost like an uzu style texture. Not texture, flavor. The texture was very well ground. It all kind of just melted in my mouth, so it didn't feel like crunchy. And then the aftertaste, after I swallowed everything and just kind of let it sit for a minute, got earthy. So if you just continuously eat this dish, you might not get that earthy feeling until you get to the end. But for me, somebody just took one bite and then chill. Like, I feel the earthiness of it. I don't think it's as strong on the earthy beet or like raw beet that you get at Epcot Festival of the Arts, so I think it's a little bit better that way. But I do believe that you need to enjoy beets to like this. I'm not somebody that really enjoys beets, so I'm gonna take a few bites of this, but I'm gonna be pushing on Barry most of this because he enjoys earthy food a little bit more than me. I would give it like a 3.5 out of 5 beets. It's a beet.
If it's one thing the Yachtsman keeps trying to make happen, it's a beet tartare. They've been assaulting the princess with beet tartare ever since we got beet tartare at Festivals of Epcot. What do I say, like 5 years ago now? It was before the press panini. It's been a while that they've been serving this up. We've got many different sort of configurations of it. This one has got to be one of the prettiest you've ever seen. You have the beet with the soy egg on top, the yuzu, there's avocado and roasted red pepper sandwiched in the middle, and the whole thing. You can barely see it, you can see a little shimmer, but there's a cherry vinaigrette on top. Gorgeous. Worthy of a steakhouse, I believe, but I'm going to dig in because I am the beet connoisseur here. I don't know how it ended up that way because I was never a beet person before this channel. I didn't even had a beet before we started filming YouTube, so interesting. I'm making faces, and I can't hide my faces, but I promise you, it's mostly positive. We say flavor journey. I know that feels like some sort of foodie YouTuber buzzword, and I get it. There are a lot of those out there. When I say flavor journey, this feels like a parade that somebody would actually show up for. The beets themselves, uniforms, perfectly pressed. It's exactly as you would expect cubed beet tartare to be. The avocado is in unison, like marching in unison perfectly, like you would expect. With the beets themselves, that cherry vinaigrette is like the first thing that you taste, and it like sets the stage for everything else that you're about to see on this flavor journey. Think like some sort of mechanized vehicle doesn't squeak, and you're right about there. I love the combination of the veggies. Honestly, it all makes sense. The earthiness of the beets, that like smooth flavor you get with the avocado sort of takes out a little bit of that tartness you get with the beet, and the roasted red peppers give you just like that hit. The citrus cuts through it all. But honestly, as far as beets go, this is going to be the best beet tartare dish that I think we have ever had on this channel. And if the princess is wanting more of it, I will happily devour it.
Take it.
I would give this 4.25 out of 5 claws. We have thrown a lot of shade at Yachtsman Steakhouse over the years, but if it's one thing they've always managed to like knock out of the park, it's been their appetizers and their desserts. This is very on brand.
This new plant-based entree option is, I definitely feel like is better than the scallops they had before, because that one was played out. But also, why is your plate going to be a ceramic version of a paper plate? Is this not paper plate to you? Please tell me in the comments if this bowl looks like a paper plate to you, because that's all I see. And all I smell is like a basil or like a pesto situation. Mostly like a pesto. Maybe vegan pesto? I mean, it has to be vegan pesto, right? I also brought pocket parm, so I'm gonna abstain from the pocket parm until I have to. I feel like you have like these little blocks of like what looks like almost cashew cream like you would get at Mama Melrose. And then you can see there's like a pesto, like little like oily situation here. And then you have this beautiful fettuccine, which was obviously wrapped in one of those. I've seen this type of presentation before in like a New York fancy dining, so I feel like they were inspired by that. And I do think at one point California Grill did a vegan pasta served in this like same type of presentation, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was inspired. And with the force with me. I don't really know how to describe this pasta. This is very unique. Like, very unique. The tartness level is almost like key lime, but you don't have like key lime like creaminess. And then you have like a fettuccine is browned. And like, I literally do not know how to describe this pasta because it is the most unique pasta that I have sampled on Disney property in at least 3 years. I don't think there's any Italian restaurant on Disney that has matched what flavors this brings. I taste lemon, I taste sage, I taste like some sort of pesto situation, I taste balsamic, and then you have all the veggies, and you have, there's like so much going on this pasta. Like, I brought pocket parm because I expected this pasta to be bland and that I was gonna need pocket parm, but I think if I add pocket parm to this, it'll make this dish so much more confused than it already is, because there's so many layers and complexities to this dish already that, like, I don't think that if you added any more flavors, it would add or subtract to it. It would just, like, set it on fire. So, as far as a signature dining pasta goes, I would say they're shooting for the stars, but if they're trying to get at the same level of as Narcoossee's or California Grill, they're just not there. They're more like, once upon a time there was a fettuccine Alfredo over at Le Cellier at Epcot, and it was vegan, and this is very much like that, but like not as creamy, and I think that that is better because the creaminess of the one over there was just not as good, and this one is giving you like so many different flavors that it makes you just want to keep talking over and over and over, like just keep going on about what it tastes like I am doing presently. This is one for the people, I will say. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5 pastas. It's better than I expected, and it's just like, you expect like something creamy, but it's more lemony, so it's like a nice like surprise in your face. I really don't know how to describe it. I think you just need to come and try it.
So, another new item here on Yachtsman that summoned us back to this place on the winds, if you will, is a beautiful looking black garlic fettuccine. You're definitely getting the fettuccine. I'm assuming that the color of the noodles has to do with the black garlic sauce, because they have this creamy black garlic sauce here on the side. And there's also what they call mushroom conserva, or some like preserved mushrooms. They also fit into the dish, along with all these other like beautiful looking seasonal type veggies. So there's definitely a lot going on in here, from the pesto to the creamy black garlic sauce to different veggies. We're gonna get our fill. But you know what? We like the change. It's very interesting that the black garlic conserva you can hit. Black garlic has like if you've never had black garlic, has sort of like I don't want to say smoky flavor, but it's got like a sort of complexity and layering that sort of like hangs with you in the back, but isn't as bright as regular garlic. But it can, given the opportunity, overpower a dish. You got the earthiness of that like preserved mushroom in there. It's sort of trying to balance that out along with the veggies and everything else. The one thing that I feel doesn't fit is sort of like this green herb pesto or whatever it is in here. I couldn't see it listed in the ingredients, but it feels like it's fighting the black garlic creamy sauce, because they feel like two opposed flavors. I imagine the intention was for that to be like on the veggies, and you sort of mix that in as you eat along, but they're sort of like trying to look left and trying to look right at the same time. I appreciate the effort, and I think it's definitely better than the dish that came before it, but it seems a bit confused. I think without that pesto, it would be an amazing dish, but everything from the char on the veggies, the creaminess of the pasta, I think it's a dish worthy of Yachtsman. Is it going to make us run to Yachtsman? No, but we will show up anytime we need change to give them their props where their props is due. This is definitely an upgrade. If you're coming here with friends, you definitely have something that's definitely hearty. Very little chance you're going to leave hungry. But it's interesting flavor. Your mileage may vary. I'll give it 3.75 out of 5 stars. On a long enough timeline, even I will order this steak. You can't come to a steakhouse and not judge what they're known for. They're known here for their butcher cuts. You see their little butcher window where they age their steaks in a little window right when you come into the restaurant. They are very proud of their cuts and meats here. So proud that they rarely ever change. In the 5 or 6 years that we've been coming to this restaurant, the
5 or 6 years? It's been way longer than that.
Since 2019, we come here for the first time we came here. So
2018 or 2019?
2019 was the first time we came here. So 6 to 7 years. Their butcher cut offerings have very rarely changed. The accompaniments change and the sauces change, but the cuts have stayed primarily the same. I've had the prime rib, and I've also had the 12-ounce New York strip, which is weird for me because I don't normally order steak. But if this is what you're known for, I'm at least trying to give you a shot. This time I went with the 7-ounce filet mignon, served Oscar style. So you have the 2 sauces that start with the B, the one that comes with the filet mignon and the one that comes with this. But you want to try the filet by itself first, because I know for a lot of people, if you ruin the filet, you'll ruin the meal. Now, I did get this chef's choice, which, like people who actually like their steaks, is medium rare. The filet has a wonderful sear on it. Even with the medium rare, I feel like the cut is good, but the steak itself, other than the sear, isn't giving the level of seasoning I would like. The sear definitely sears in the juices, but the juices on its own in the filet, well, good. I've had better steaks at La Cellier. I would give the steak on its own a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Now, getting an Oscar style with one of the little enhancements, as you know, we like an add-on. We like a fancy boy. So a little bit of lump crab cake with filet mignon. A little steakhouse surf and turf, if you will. It's the peak of fancy. With that on there, with the steak on there, with an all-in bite. It's a crab cake. I feel like it's a crab cake who construction could use a little bit of work. It's crab cake shaped, but its consistency doesn't hold together all that well. I've honestly seen some of the island cakes that Princess has gotten over the past 6 months to a year hold together better than that when cut and have a more consistent flavor. It's very strong, very oceany. It's given crab cake. The sauce kind of helps tie everything together. But honestly, if I'm thinking back to crab cakes we've had, I think the Geo82, if you haven't seen our video on that crab cake was actually better than this one. It does help enhance the steak as it's given, as it's meant to be. But I think that you can get better both cuts of steak on property and better sauces other places. I would give this a solid 3.75 out of 5. It's a good steak. But of my steak and potato friends out there, I'm going to tell you to run here just for this steak here. I wouldn't do you that dirty.
Top 3 steak and potato places.
Stop. If I'm thinking top 3 off the top of my head, believe it or not, Le Cellier, obviously, number 1. Their sauce spread, along with different bites and everything else, they have different cuts of meat that they do change on the regular. That's a sight to behold. And their cuts, always beautifully cooked. Second is actually GQ. GQ does an amazing steak and prime rib when they have it, because their menu does rotate quite a bit. Excellent. After that, number 3? Steak? I know that it's like not steak, probably California Grill. They all do excellent cuts of their meat as well. And I'd much rather, if you're looking for like a beef dish, tell you to go run one of them, then come here. Doesn't have to be your way. But if you have a different ranking, by all means, give us your ranking of your top 3 Disney steakhouses in the comments below. If you say STK, I'm not going to delete you, but I am going to judge you.
I thought you were going to say Toledo.
Not top 3. A nice, creamy side of potatoes, because there are those of you that I know, while you want to eat your veggies, you will eat a creamy side of potatoes, and you're not eating your steak without your potatoes. And for you guys, I have to try the potatoes, because those are part of the dish. So, that is a creamy, garlicky potato. And yes, I did take my magic pills. I'm using a new one that one of you recommended.
Milk.
And so, milky. So far it's working out great. But not sponsored yet. But tasty. I would give these potatoes on their own a 4 out of 5 claws. They're significantly buttery while being creamy enough and thick enough to satisfy even the hungriest of tummies.
This is a beautiful rosé to start our day, but you guys are seeing this at the end of the video. We put this at the end of the video because a lot of people don't really like watching us drink on YouTube. So if you do like watching us drink, put like some sort of form of drink emoji in the comments so that we know that we're not just doing this for ourselves. It's a very like bright rosé. It has a lot of complexities to it, whereas like most rosés are just like super light and airy. This one has like some heaviness to it and is a little more floral. It's almost giving me like a cross rosé, like something that is crossed with like a red wine. And I'm not mad at it. It's just more of like a medium to heavy bodied rosé, and that's not usually what you get from that type of wine. So it's a nice like change of pace. I will give it 4 out of 5 rosés.
This Chateau Aguilera, we like a good rosé or even a mixture of pink. We like those wines, we like a variety. Honestly, we probably drink more red and rosé than we drink white, but we're always looking for something new. I'm just gonna tickle the taste buds, tingle the palate. Experiences. That's what we're all about. And flavor is an experience. Ooh. It's definitely fruit forward. It's given rosé, but it's got like the different layers, the complexity of like a light red, which sort of works. It's given, I feel like it's activated my taste buds. Like this, probably the first wine I've had in a long time. It's like, this is making me hungry. I'm ready to eat now. That 4 out of 5 claws.
Our beloved apple spice cake has been replaced with this berries and cream, which I think a lot of vegan options lately have been berries and cream, but this one looks like a taco. And then the cream topping has like these little jewels that you used to find on top of the flamingo cake. I guess I just ruined this taco and I'm just gonna, wow. So like the crust is giving very much like what we had at Flying Fish when we ate there recently. And they also changed their dessert to a strawberry situation. And this is very strawberry, like berry burst. And I guess I just exploded the berries. This is like, I don't know, 10,000% super reminiscent of what we just had at Flying Fish. It's lighter and airier because the Flying Fish dessert had like a cake to it, and this is just like kind of a mousse in a taco, and it's definitely berries and cream. I don't detract it from that, but it's like the cream is in a taco and the berries are outside. So like I kind of like the Flying Fish option a little bit more because like the taco portion was like just around the cake. And then you had all the same berries that kind of just enhance the dish. This is like, I don't know. It's delicious, but it's not as good as Flying Fish, which I guess they're both signature dining. This is just a steakhouse and Flying Fish is a seafood restaurant, so that's like the big difference, but like, I don't know. I would give this like a 3 out of 5 desserts, whereas like I prefer Flying Fish over this one.
Berries and cream, berries and cream. Please, sir, may I have my berries and cream? You have this plant-based cream here with the berries, and then what you have this casing is supposedly a pink chocolate ganache, and then a colored vanilla cake on the inside. Definitely an interesting construction, plated beautifully. But even though pretty things, we still judge things about how they taste around here. The content of their character. Not the color of their chocolate. It may be kind of weird to say that I get more strawberry shortcake than that when I do berries and cream. There's cream, technically, and there are berries. I'm getting like the front fruit. I'm getting like the strawberries. It's not like super sweet candy level, but like there's like a sweet encase. It's basically like a different version of like the chocolate mousse domes, just a little bit of yellow cake, and obviously the hard chocolate ganache. It's a tasty dessert. Elevated. I don't know if it beats, what do we have before? The one with the leaf on it?
Apple spice cake.
The apple spice cake, I think, was a little bit better. But this is interesting. This is definitely a bigger portion, I think, like more shareable than the apple spice cake. I think, no, you not agree?
It is more shareable?
Yeah. Do you not think it's more shareable?
No.
I think what it will come down here are the flavors you align with more in your desserts. Are you more an apple spice cake person? Or are you more like a berries person? Depending on which one you prefer, be which one do you like. This is still, I think, a good dessert. I don't think it's as worth coming here as what this apple spice cake was. That was a dessert you come here for, get that and then leave. This one is a dessert. I give it 3.75 out of 5. We definitely sailed away on Yachtsman's brand new menu.
We are so excited that they have completely changed their menu to something different. I completely forgot the appetizer, the entree.
Tartare,
yeah, because like Bear ate most of it, so
I did. I killed
Bear
it.
can remember that. I cannot. Entree was decent. It reminded me of that like vegan black garlic cheese with the white box. I
think
don't
it's
remember what
Borzen?
I don't
Maybe
remember what it's
Borzen.
called. And then the dessert was like a taco. Like I feel like we had seen that dessert in something else.
A different configuration.
Yes, but it tasted like what we had just had at Flying Fish, so I'm cool with that.
Yes.
I think that's interesting.
I talked to the chef on the way out about all 3 dishes. The beet tartare. Princess does not love beets. There's really no surprise she doesn't remember it and doesn't love it. It definitely didn't have mushrooms on like we've seen in some other iterations, but this one was interesting. And yes, I did make the plate disappear. The chef told us that with the black garlic fettuccine, they're going for like a more traditional like restaurant fettuccine, and that makes sense. I did leave notes about like the herb dressing that didn't work for me. Might work for some other people, but just being honest, because we love our team members here and they're always looking for constructive feedback.
Not
Don't be rude. And then the dessert is different. Not my favorite. I like the previous dessert better, but I like that they're trying and experimenting new things. Updating your menu, but then only updating the plant-based items is wild in a steakhouse, but I love it. But Yachtsman continues to try to improve itself, which we love as always. If anything's changed or does change, we will pop back up again to give it a try. Now, there's anything else that you liked at Yachtsman tonight that we didn't mention, or you have some questions, by all means, the comments are always the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, well, why should we do videos 5 days a week if you don't comment? Bear might just yeet himself outside of this whole YouTube channel.
I live in this box. I'm not going anywhere. But you heard the